Yo, what's up guys, Ben on Fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys my full nickel 3-3-5 wide defensive scheme in Madden 22. This is a very highly requested video. I posted a video on the Mike Blitz 3 play, there you see in the middle, and the Mike Blitz 0, there you see in the middle. They both did pretty well. I said in the video, if this video does well, you guys let me know in the comments section. I can definitely bring you guys that full scheme. And you guys did just that, so I appreciate the support on those videos. If you're wondering what those are, it's the one with Parsons and Diggs in the thumbnail. So you guys can check that out, which I'll refer to a little bit in this video as well. Now, we're going to be in the 4-6 defensive playbook. 4-6 allows you to audible from 3-3-5 to 3-3-5 wide to go ahead and get those safeties at the linebacker position. So just go ahead, put those safeties in these three spots, and you should be good to go. Now we're going to set our audibles in 3-3-5 wide, of course, when you're audibling. So we got Mike Blitz 3, Mike Blitz 0, cover 4, show 2, and 2-man under. You can also turn auto flip on. We're going to leave every coach adjustment, zone drop rather, at default until I say otherwise. But go ahead, come out in, I usually just come out in Tampa 2. I think it's the best one to come out in. Doesn't really matter, come out in cover 4. So we're just going to come out in Tampa 2. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Alright, so now that you're out on the field, you're going to audible. We're going to start out from the top with this Mike Blitz 3 play. And again, it might not go as in-depth as I did in those separate videos. So if you want to add some more information, some more coverage adjustments that you could go that work with this play, or you want to just see some more information on the play, I definitely recommend checking out those separate videos. But let's audible the Mike Blitz 3. You're going to press X or square, deep out of the left, and then X or square again. For the setup, you're going to go ahead, spread your defensive line, slant inside, and that is all you have to do. We'll start out with just showing the blitz, and then we'll get into some adjustments I like to go with a little bit later, but that's all we're going to do. Spread, RD line, slant down, so slants inside. You're going to go ahead, snap the ball, and boom, Malik Hooker, right off that left edge. Super, super quick, super effective, and just one of the easiest blitzes to run, one of the most effective blitzes to run in the game. Take a look at it again. Just get this perfect engagement. Again, all you have to do is distract this left tackle for a split second. That's exactly what happens. Now, the blitz honestly does work. It's going to work a little bit better if you can get Micah Parsons to engage with Jordan, however you pronounce his last name. But we don't get that there. And again, trust me, you do not want to slant outside. I will actually show you what it looks like to slant outside and why you do not want to do it. So again, make sure you slant inside. Spread that defensive line, and you are good to go. Standing again with your user, you're standing over the nose tackle. We're going to move just slightly over to this left side. When the ball is snapped, we're just going to stand over here for a little bit and then go back. User, you see we're back in time to user anything that they might throw. And again, just really quick, really effective pressure. Super easy blitz setup. You see only 2 adjustments, and you have to do a little bit with your user, but in regards to some other blitzes, it's going to be a little bit easier on you guys. This formation is one of the easier ones. You see right there, it didn't work. Not necessarily guaranteed to work 100 out of 100 times. It does work pretty reliable. It's one of the more reliable blitzes in this game, but you can't necessarily count on any blitz to work 100 out of 100 times, and this is no different than any of those. But it is pretty reliable. It does work majority of the time. Again, sometimes it will get blocked. You can't really do much. You just do the same thing. Just run it again. Don't be discouraged if it does not work. And this time you actually see one of the best things that can happen, especially if you have really fast defensive ends. One thing I recommend doing if you're running this blitz heavy, get some really fast linebackers at the end. Most of you guys probably do that anyway. Guys like D-Ware, guys like Micah Parsons and Ultimate Team work perfect. This is probably the best animation you can get, where this left guard actually double teams the defensive tackle. Of course, our user was kind of there, so he picked us up, but it's going to be actually a faster version of the blitz if you can get this left end Micah Parsons through instead of Malik Hooker. It's a little bit faster. Again, Micah Parsons is a freak athlete, so that is a lot of the reason why he's probably faster than Malik Hooker in this game. But certainly, it's going to be helpful for you to have those fast guys, and it's going to work a little bit better. Now, there's not really a way to get it to where Micah Parsons is the one getting free every time, but you see the kind of what I'm doing is just releasing the controller, just kind of letting myself blitz straight down rather than moving over to the left, and that is kind of working. But let's quickly get into some of these coverage adjustments that you can go to. Now, again, to get this blitz to work, you do have to rush these base 5 every play. If you don't, the blitz is not going to work. But with the coverage adjustments, generally what I'll do is just go with the curl flats. Simple enough. You know, just a basic curl flat defense. This is going to be one way to run it. Just shading over the top will turn those seam flats into curl flats. If you want to leave the seam flats, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, blitz doesn't work there. And again, you have to be particular with your user. You have to kind of have a purpose. You can't just move over to the left without doing anything. And that's what I did there. One of the reasons it did not work. But again, you can shade over the top. Another thing you can do is kind of create a little cover 3 cloud look. You can create a cover 2 usually on the short side, cover 3 on the wide side. Simple stuff. An adjustment that I am kind of a fan of. I do that one a lot, but even if you don't get pressure, you see we aren't necessarily getting pressure every single rep. If you don't get pressure, you're rushing 5. You should get pretty quick on them, even if everybody does get blocks and the blitz doesn't come through the way that you imagined it would. But let's try and get it to work one more time. I'm not sure why it's not working as well right now. For whatever reason, this left Micah Parsons is not engaging right. I'm going to try it without slanting inside. That was actually something I wanted to try out. I'm not sure why he's not cooperating with us right here, but we'll see if we can get him to do so. For whatever reason, yeah, I'll show you what it looks like I said, if I slant outside. And again, it depends formation to formation. Bunch is the best blocking formation in the game, even though we're not. This is what it looks like slanted outside, but it does work. You see Micah Parsons will go to the outside, and again, it kind of creates where the left guard's not going to block any of them, but it is slower. So if you maybe that one's a little bit more reliable. Let's try like slanting to the left. And there you see again, we do get a guy free, Micah Parsons, but again, it's just slower. It's not going to be necessarily as effective as the other one, I would say. So last thing you can do with this play is create a little cover 3 Mabel if you want. Of course, your blitz isn't going to get through, but this is just solid defense against bunch and a good bluff blitz to kind of combine. We have a lot more coverage setups. Again, check out that separate video. The blitz also worked better in that video. I'm not sure why it's not cooperating as good with us right now. Again, it is pretty weird to me why it's not working as well, but for whatever reason, there you see it almost work off the right edge. You can occasionally get it to work there, but generally it's going to be better against the left edge. Anyways, let's quickly show it once against a different formation. Not everybody in the world is going to run bunch. We understand that, so we will go ahead and show it against a different formation just to give you guys maybe a little bit of a better look at something else. So we're going to run this, and there you see it actually get off the right edge, which is also something I wanted you guys to see. So there's a look against a different formation. It's going to work a lot better against other formations than bunch, but why not show it against the best? If it works against bunch, it's of course going to work against every other formation. Bunch is the best blocking formation in the game. Let's go to the second play, Micah Blitz 0, and I will try to go through these faster. Same concept for this blitz, spread, slant inside. For this one, you're going to stand over to the right side though. Stand over to the right, the ball is snapped, you kind of go in, and there again you see Malik Hooker. So kind of odd with this play. Why are we not running to the left? I don't know. For whatever reason, I just can't get it to work from whenever I stand over to the left with my user. Again, you can check out this separate video. Same stuff, but we stand over to the right. We kind of run straight down, and you see just ideally, you get this guy free. It works pretty perfectly. Now, again, with these blitz, obviously, it's not going to work if they block their running back, so that's when you go to the bluff blitz adjustments, but you probably know that considering we have one man free and they're blocking 5. They block one more, your one man will not be free anymore. Pretty simple stuff right there. Again, you see we almost get a situation there where Micah Parsons and Malik Hooker get free, which is the best result, getting 2 guys free. But again, simple stuff. And this one, you're not really going to have to do any coverage adjustments because guess what? You're in man coverage, you're in 2-man under. So it's going to be an even easier version than the Mike Blitz 3 as far as really doing anything. So again, there you see simple pressure off that left edge. This one probably, I would say, gets free a little bit more. I'm not sure why the Mike Blitz 3 was kind of like stalling out for those couple of setups where it just didn't work. But this one, you see, we're getting pretty consistent engagement from Micah Parsons on the left side with the left tackle, which is what as long as you get that, the blitz is getting through no matter what. So as far as getting that, pretty reliable. Again, not going to work 100% of the time. No blitz does, but pretty dang reliable. Now with this play, we don't really have as many bluff blitz adjustments per se, because what can you really bluff out of man coverage? not much. We'll show some stuff where we're not going to blitz, but as far as blitzing and adjusting in the back end, you can't really do much in a man coverage base. We'll show some just complete bluff blitzes where we just go with man coverage look. But again, as far as keeping 5-man rushing and then doing other adjustments, you're not really going to ever do much else besides this. But again, quick pressure, faster players will get there faster. So even Malik Hooker, he's not really that fast. Faster guys will get there, of course, quicker. More speed equals better. So I'll show it one more time maybe, and then we'll show some of those bluff blitz adjustments that I was talking about a little bit. So again, quick pressure. If they try to throw the ball, that's when you can get those strip sack fumbles. But as far as the bluff blitz, one thing to keep in mind is you have to give them the same look. So no matter what, if I'm not rushing 5, I'm going to spread my D-line every single play to give him the look, and every single play I'm going to stand here with my user. 2 things that are simple, but as far as if I'm an offensive player, what am I thinking? I'm thinking he's blitzing because it's the same look that he's been bringing pressure out of all game. So now maybe I'm blocking my running back. If you can get your opponent to block your running back, block their running back, you've already won in my eyes. So some coverage adjustments you can go with, basic ones, something like this probably. Man up the linebacker on the left on the running back, put the linebacker on the right on a little curl flat, and then you can put your free safety in a little deep zone to help out with posts. Because again, the best man beating route, especially out of bunch, is going to be a deep post from Devontae Smith out of like a bunch trail. So this is an ideal setup. Of course, you're not going to hover. No reason to waste time, but again, pretty dang good coverage on the back end. Those adjustments will help you rush 3. We only rushed 3, and we still got pretty good pressure, so some good defensive linemen can definitely be favorable for the defensive player. I do want to show this against some other formations. Go back to the spread. Again, for this one, you're still going to... I accidentally audible to the wrong play there, but we're still going to hover over here on this right side, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of blitz, and there you see we still get this pressure off the left edge. So for the other one, when we audible to spread, we got the pressure off the right. This one to the left again. You would think their plays are dang near the same. For whatever reason, we do get different results. It's not a problem, but it is something that is, kind of interesting. We'll show it again. But again, all you're doing is spreading, slanting. Sometimes you'll get these weird animations where, and I'm not sure what I did. I think I'm maybe audible too early. Or, yeah, I think I just waited to audible from 3-5 to wide before they audibled. And again, most people won't audible, so you'll see them probably come out and spread initially, and then they won't do anything else. Here again, you see they block the running back. They're going to block the blitz, which was actually the first time I did that. But if you notice them blocking the running back, that's when you just go complete bluff blitz defense. So let's go into the next play, which is going to be cover 4 show 2. This is going to be a match coverage style of defense, and what we're going to do in this defense is never bring the pressure. Now, I believe if I actually set this up, I probably could get pressure. We'll actually try it out on the fly. See if we can get pressure out of this play. And we do. Micah Parsons out of the cover 4 drop show 2. So you can actually run this play, this blitz setup rather, out of any other play. I believe the other ones will just help you out because when you go to cover 4 drop show 2, you're going to have to blitz all linebackers. You're going to have to spread your D-line, slant inside. So just a couple more steps. And then on the back end, not good because they just run a little wheel route. They have them open, but the blitz does work well out of cover 4 drop show 2. Works well out of any play in the game. 2 men under, whatever you want. Out of wide, this blitz can work. But if you're running cover 4, you're not really going to look for the pressure. Quarters isn't the worst base defense, but without any zones, especially on that left side, it could be a little bit trouble. So we're just going to go with complete coverage. Now what I like to do is go ahead. We're going to show a couple setups. The first one just being like a little stock setup. If I'm running this stock, what I'm going to do is either put A on a QB spy because Escape Artist is broken in this game. People run around with their QBs all game long, and contains don't work. So QB spies are sometimes a necessary thing to do. Or they're using Peyton Manning. You can go with a little vert hook adjustment. And I like to use this 3-rack hook in the middle of the field. So just basic coverage. You see it's pretty dang good down the field. Now, certain things will give this trouble. You never want to sit in a base cover 4 all game long or you will get picked apart. Even sometimes when I audible to cover 4 for a play, I'm giving up like a 20-yard pass. It's just super random, super difficult to understand, super difficult for me to explain as well. But it's not something you want to sit in for more than usually one play at a time, I would say. Now, if you can get adjusted, I'll show you guys my favorite adjustments for this play, and we are going to baseline. And also with this play, we want to give him the same look because this is going to look kind of similar to Mike Blitz 3. So again, we're not blitzing. We're never really going to run the blitz out of cover 4. You could. I personally don't. I like to run it out of these two plays better because I feel like those are easier to blitz out of. But we want to give him the same look. We want to make him think that we're blitzing. So we're going to maybe stand over to the left side. My favorite adjustment for this is to turn it into a cover 6 almost. So we're going to go to cloud flat on the left side. You're going to go a deep half. And you're always going to run this on the short side of the field. We're in the middle of the field in this example, but if they're on the left, that's the short side. You're going to run on that side. Now, what do we have extra? We have an extra blitzer, so we're going to put him in a vert hook. So this is not cover 6. Reason being, you have an extra quarter flat on the left. In normal cover 6, this guy's in a vert hook. Malik Hooker. Now he's in a quarter flat because he came out in cover 4. So now you have that cloud flat and the quarter flat, meaning that something's going to match on to little flat routes. The cloud flat can play deep without giving up little running back route. So just against our little Z spot and go, we'll snap the ball, and you will see it's pretty good coverage. Cloud flat. And again, that's going to be the short side of the field, so I might actually switch over to that for video's sake. That's going to be a tighter throw than it was there. Now, you will see situations where maybe people will run their bunch in a weird sense. A lot of people will run it like this. What do you do in this case? Probably what I'm doing is we'll flip our play as well. Probably what I'm doing is I'm still running it like this, and you are more than welcome to run it like this. It does not matter if you run it to the nickel side as the other side. Pretty much the same thing. So we can still run our play like this. That's still the short side of the field, and that is still the side that I want to run it on. And you see it's going to be the same result. So don't be afraid if they're running in their bunch on the short side of the field. Still keep your cover 2 on the short side of the field. I can't stress that enough. So again, boom, boom. 3 quick adjustments. Cloud flat, deep half, vert hook. You are in business. You can go ahead, baseline if you want as well. But again, spread your defensive line. Stand over here with your user. On offense, I'm thinking, oh crap, he's bringing the pressure again. I'm going to block my tight end now, and we're going to go with maybe something like this. Who knows what the setup is. But now, okay, he blocked his tight end. That's going to be a lot easier for me to cover. I have a clear assignment with my user. It's going to be X, and we're just going to follow him across. Now, again, match is something you got to get used to. You will sometimes have to follow routes over there, whereas normally you have a curl flat over there that's going to stay. Quarter flats will follow routes on bounce backs. And again, you're rushing 3. You're not going to expect the quickest pressure. If you are sick of getting shedded, that's when you go to when they do send, if they are sending or blocking 6, you don't necessarily always want to rush 3. You still can rush 5 against 6 and get quick pressure. And the blitz won't work, but you still will get decent pressure. But as far as the cover 4 goes, I don't really have too many other setups for this cover 4. Again, realistically, if you wanted to, what you could do is you could go ahead and user this quarter. I don't necessarily like this too much out of the cover 6 setup because, again, a lot of times I'm using something deep. But you see, in this case, I didn't really have anyone to match onto, so I can kind of run free, run over the field. But, I mean, we rush 3. Look at this pressure, the Eagles' offensive line. My goodness. I don't know how they held for that long. But, yeah. And, again, if you're running standard cover 4, you can also go ahead and just user this quarter. Generally, the quarter that I like to user is going to be this guy on this left side. And of course, when you go to the cover 2 adjustment, if you want to use your quarter, you go with the guy on the right side. So you go with this, and again, make sure you set up your blitz setup. But now you see, again, no really guy I had to match onto, so I can defend. And doing that will kind of allow your 3-rec hook to actually play its assignment. 3-rec hooks are one of the best zones in the game. I talked about them a lot, and a lot of times people will call plays just to have that zone and kind of adjust around it. But let's go to our last play, which will be run defense, so we'll hop into that. All right, now we're in a run defense. Again, our run D is going to be cover 2 man. I like to baseline. I'm going to shift to the side that they're running to, and I'm going to slant to that opposite side always. What you can do with these guys, you can do a couple of different things. We can just run it stock if we want to with this guy. Where we use the middle of the field. Now, the middle of the field is going to be on the running back, so if they do pass the ball, you got to use the running back. But I'm just going to run it over here, and it's just going to be pretty good defense. I just ran into nobody there. It is going to be a lot user-reliant. It's not going to be a gap shoot necessarily, but you are going to have be over there with your user to help out. whether you're engaging with the block or actually making the tackle, you are going to be there. But again, all I do is shift to that right side. I like to slant to the opposite side. You can kind of stand in whatever spot you want. Generally, if it's like an inside zone or a halfback dive, I like to stand over to the left side. But if it is like a stretch, then kind of you want to be in a different spot. But you see pretty good run defense base. Taking it a step further, and I will go to dive in a little bit. Take it a step further. What you can do is, what I do is, sometimes I'll like spy one of these guys. So we'll spy Curse, for example, and then we'll put DeMonte Casey in a little bit of an inside third, so to where he's kind of able to defend both routes, and then we have an extra route with Curse over there. Now, again, if you're trying to disguise the blitz and they're running like a lot of inside zone, what you can actually do is just gap shoot out of the normal defense, and that's pretty easy. It's pretty simple, especially when your D-line is spreaded, to just gap shoot. So I don't really have to explain that too much, but here they're going to run stretch, and that's deuce close. If they are running deuce close, baseline press is going to be a really easy way to shut that down. Cornerbacks will shoot the stretch very, very easily. Let's switch up to a dive, though, because I know dive is a lot more difficult to stop than stretch. All right, now we're in a halfback dive, so we're going to go ahead, baseline our defense once again. Not something you have to do. Now, as far as dive goes, tight ends on that left side, probably just going to shift to that side. Again, slant opposite side. We're just going to kind of stand here with our user and wait for the ball to be snapped, and that's when you can kind of run through this gap here, which I did a god-awful job at doing, but you saw the potential there, I hope. Again, you're going to audible. You're going to go ahead, base the line. You're going to shift. Again, this is doubles. We're going to shift to the left. Tight end's there. Likelihood is he wants to run behind the tight end rather than run to the opposite side where we're in a almost symmetrical formation. Just makes sense. You're going to slant to the right in this case. You can also pinch your linebackers. It doesn't do much, but it does move them a little bit closer. And with your user again, just kind of stand here, wait for the ball to be snapped, and that's when you can shoot the gap, flip that right stick up or down if they try to truck or if they're using like Henry, and you can land the clean hit stick. Now, Donovan Wilson is a slower user, so you probably will see in this sequence us getting picked up at some point. That's simply just because he is a little bit slower. I don't think you necessarily have to stand on this right side. We'll kind of try standing in the middle here, see if we're able to shoot the gap the same way. Again, a lot of times you will get picked up by the center, so that's why you kind of want to stand over to the right side. I have seen it work. And I did post a separate video on this as well. I don't post too many run Ds, so it is probably in one of the more recent run defenses that I have posted, but kind of stand over here. Again, I should have put a faster safety here. Cowboys don't necessarily have a super fast safety. Micah Parsons would have probably been better just because of his speed. But generally you are able to get through there a little bit quicker. So we're going to kind of stand here, run through. And even if I wanted to, I could also probably run through that right side. We'll try it here. But you saw it work that one time. That generally is how it works. And again, if you want to watch that other video, I got it to work like 20 times. So we'll try and just run through this gap straight up. And you can kind of dive back to make the tackle as we did right there. But all right, now this play is kind of the same thing where your user is just a little bit too slow. And with the Cowboys, I would pretty much have to change teams to like the Seahawks, get like a faster guy. But you'll see it's kind of just the same stuff with this dive. You're going to kind of stand over here. All right, hopped into one more dive. This is basically the same formation. One thing I was trying was kind of actually using from the other side, so now we're using over here. Kind of snap the ball, and again, you see sometimes you get picked up. I got it to work those one times. Check out that separate video as well. But the stretch defense is good. The dive defense does work. Jason Kelsey's like a 90 overall, so he's going to pick us up a lot of the time with a slower linebacker. But check out that video. You'll see it work a lot. And yeah, it's pretty much going to do with the video. If you want more of these, let me know what you want to see next. And peace. I'm out of here.